I don't know what he says. I think
I don't know how to
you
start these.
Start what?
I don't know how to start all this stuff.
Bum. Hey, welcome back to Better or Worse Than the Room with Chris and Nick.
Dun, 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 dun. Welcome to WPAQ, the Roog.
Welcome back to BOWTTR, the Room.
Welcome to WBOW, the BOWTTRcast. Your hot radio host signals for sweet
welcome
movie
to
news.
BOWTTR.
Yeah, we should have said it out loud. BOWTTR channel 42.
Woo!
I am Chris.
You have to I am Nick, and
Welcome
I'm going to catch
Better
a hot
Worse.
dog in my eye socket.
Welcome to Better or Worse Than the Room.
Woo!
We're a podcast where we talk about shitty movies and then we compare them to
the
Tommy Wiseau's The Room.
Room.
Tommy Wiseau's The Room,
It's a good movie.
2003, beautiful movie, 3.6
Yes.
on IMDb, one of the worst movies of all time.
But
But
is it
according to
really?
that IMDb, that's pretty high. Even though it is a terrible, terrible movie, it's poorly acted. The music is the same.
Yeah, but
It's got Chris R.
dude, Chris
Dude,
R is the best.
that
Don't you
movie is
diss
like
Chris
a cult
R.
classic of trash. But
You got
on
my
this,
money?
on this podcast, we watch other movies that are also poorly rated on IMDb. Try to aim for under 5 stars because that's the golden
Well, I
range.
don't have under
We have-
5 stars, Chris.
I'm so sorry. Well, we aim for that, and sometimes we find some treasure that are poorly rated,
Like?
some really good stuff.
Strawberry Mansion.
Strawberry Mansion.
I love that
Which
one.
that was actually quite high up there. I think it was a 5.
Okay, that okay.
On IMDb, a 5, but for us, that was like a 8.
It was
I think it was an
really-
8. I think we
Yeah.
gave it like an 8 or 8.5 because it was fucking damn good of a
Dude,
movie.
it came back
was
full
beautiful.
circle perfectly.
Yeah, it was a fantastic secret
Yeah.
little movie that was very low budget and all that, but done very
Go
well.
watch it.
And then we had other movies that were really bad, like Sons of Steel, which I had
And,
high hopes for. I had high hopes for Sons of
Which is
Steel,
on the
of which I have
wall.
a poster of that's on my wall
You know what
because
you need a
the
poster
cover
of?
of it is gorgeous. Like, look at that.
Okay, the cover's
That's
great.
It's awesome.
The movie
it makes you
is-
think the movie's going to be really good, and it's not.
It's kind of like Cocktail, but that cover is that
God,
cover is
dude.
just as boring as the
Cocktail
movie.
is just.
If you've ever seen the cover, it's Tom Cruise looking off into space. It's probably him wondering if he's gay or not.
It's almost a glamour shot. Like
It is.
a random glamour shot,
It's
and
like
then
a
you put
model-
Cocktail
it's
on
like a
top of
model
it. That movie
shot.
sucked, though. The whole story of
yes.
it was way too long.
The movie is just like his teeth.
The movie we watched today, this episode,
Yeah.
this week, this month,
Yeah, whenever
was
it was.
longer than Cocktail.
But it didn't feel as long.
I
I mean, it did,
don't
but
know.
hold on.
don't
Hold
know,
on.
man.
It was awful.
At points.
No,
At points,
it was awful.
pretty hard.
But I actually would probably rather watch this movie over Cocktail.
I would agree. But anyway, let's get into it. The movie we watched this time is called Reflections of Evil.
Ooh.
Directed by Damon
Erections
Packard.
of Evil.
Erections of Evil. It's Reflections, you dingbat.
Oh,
you
shit, you're
weenie.
right. I'm sorry, I read that wrong.
Reflections of Evil, 2002.
Oh,
So
okay.
quite early in
Right
the
before The
aughts.
Room.
Yeah,
But right
just the
before-
year before.
Yes.
The year before The Room. We had
Okay.
Reflections of Evil. Damon Packard, we've actually had another one of his movies, Space Disco 1.
Oh, that's
which was
right,
an
yes.
hour and a half long trailer / behind the scenes
slash clips of music
mockumentary / New World Order end of the universe
yeah.
cult film.
Weird.
It was strange. That was 2007.
Oh wow. Okay.
I have weird things about that though. I'll
New
tell you. I'll tell you.
things?
I'll
Or-
tell you.
Okay.
I will tell
Okay,
you.
I need to know.
It's like a continuation. If you listened to the Space Disco 1 episode, I will continue a little bit of
Okay.
things on that because there was some.
I
things
was there
in
for that
this.
one, so I remember.
2 and 2 go together, my friend. Don't worry. Now let's read the back of the box. There's nothing. There's
Were
nothing on the
clips
box.
of this in that movie?
I have nothing. No.
Okay.
I'll talk to you.
I'm sorry.
God damn it.
Sorry.
This is one of the worst boxes. It makes sense for the movie. But I
Okay.
wish there was more to the box because it's just like newspaper clippings from what looks like a 1970s newspaper with like a bunch of random stuff in it. There's a Mia Farrow and Sean Connery in the Anderson tapes. There's Honky, which is a movie from the 70s.
My God, that's so funny.
Remember Psycho?
Okay.
Watch the bird and the crystal plumage.
Ooh.
Like, what the fuck is this? The
I have
daughter,
plumage.
a woman, part one. Okay,
Do you have plumage?
daughter, a woman, part 3.
I was waiting for
What
that
the fuck
one.
is that? These are weird.
I
But
like how it's called Pickwood right there.
Pick wood.
Pick wood.
There is also a shocker on the front.
I
A
saw
Dane
that.
Cook shocker.
Yeah.
Two in the pink, one in the snake right on the front. There is also contact information. Like there's an actual phone number on the box, which I think is crazy.
Can I call it?
No, I don't. I'm scared of that. That
Why
gives
don't
me
you
such
let me
anxiety.
I'll call.
I don't care. Secondhand. It's secondhand. What if they trace the number? What if they find me somehow? I don't know. It just weirds me out.
We'll just go to someone else's yard and call.
So I found out some cool things. I have no idea if this is one of the DVDs. However, Damon Packard, when he originally released this DVD, he made 25,000 and he gave them away for free. 25,000
wow.
DVDs of Reflections of Evil. He gave them away for
not
free.
cheap.
He sent them to actors. He sent them to directors. He sent them to people he liked. He just gave them away to get his name out there.
That we watched.
Yes,
That was
this
maybe
movie.
not the best option to put out there that hard.
But I'll give you information on it. I have
Okay.
more information, my friend.
Okay.
Because, I mean, it did technically go places. Because
It's not bad.
This is 2002. This was one of the first, like, major movies that he has. But how he grew up is he would make 8mm like short films and stuff all the time, and he was consuming a shitload of 1970s and 60s media, and he liked all that crazy stuff, and also he likes banking on paranoia and weird shit.
Okay.
That's why he's like, this whole movie is a weird splice of actual footage, very much like taking snippets of the news and weird stuff like that, talking to real people in Los Angeles, which is fucking crazy.
Who don't know that he's making a film?
Well, they see clearly that there's a cameraman,
right?
But he made a bunch of that stuff, and he was absorbed by that kind of media, so that's what he makes now.
Okay.
And this movie, how he made it was he was living in a van
down
and kind
by
of
the
like
river?
Down by the river.
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
He does kind of look like a Chris Farley character a little bit.
He does a little bit actually.
But he lost a family member and got a large inheritance, and with that money made this movie that actually went on to go and win awards at like film festivals.
Oh, okay.
And it was rated in 2006
with all the
or something, like one of the best movies or something like that. It was weird.
With all that crinkling when he walked.
Dude,
how could people handle that?
Yeah. It's an indie film. It's a super indie film. So I don't know. It's also the time period it came out. I don't know any other indie films that came out like this of this scope.
Yeah.
Couldn't find any information on budget. I assume nil. I can only assume absolutely no budget whatsoever.
Just him.
And we'll get into the actual movie in a bit. But yeah, 25,000 copies of DVDs, sent them out, got all that stuff. So that was pretty cool. Since there is no information on the back of the box, I did find a fairly decent synopsis or like the beginnings of...
Okay.
It's from American Genre Film Archive's website.
Okay.
So it's their like quick blurb about the movie.
Okay, so it should be relatively
It goes
accurate.
as such. Reflections of Evil is like seeing an astral projection of someone's mental breakdown through the prism of low-budget horror aesthetics. Produced and self-distributed by filmmaker Damon Packard, thanks to an unexpected inheritance, this is a highly personal psychedelic collage that utilizes 16mm film, video, and found footage to tell the story of a wandering creature named Bobby, Damon Packard, as he searches for his missing sister, who may have fallen in with a supernatural drug cult. Packard's schizoid style is built on visual manipulations, breakneck editing, renegade plagiarism, mismatched audio effects, and the juxtaposition of tones. This is a true genre anarchy, a rage-filled 137-minute outsider manifesto that toes the line between artsy triumph and genre pastiche. Imagine a stream of consciousness collaboration between Sam Raimi and Charles Manson, and you're halfway there. After being caught while filming Reflections of Evil inside of Universal Studios, Packard was banned for life from the theme park. He made the right choice. That is the blurb about Reflections of Evil from American Genre Film Archive. Yes. So he filmed a portion of this movie unabashedly, I should say, inside of Universal Studios Hollywood.
I remember that scene.
In both Reflections of Evil and Space Disco 1.
So he just...
So he somehow got he was able to go back in to make another movie at Hollywood Studios somehow in 2007. But I find that hilarious that I don't know if he had permission the first time he went there to actually film. So he got kicked the fuck out. Because he goes all out.
Yeah, he does.
He films whole rides, whole experiences.
Yeah.
Entire film sections.
How did he get past everyone with all this?
I have no idea. Okay, let's get into the actual movie.
And also, how did he have to wait in lines like a normal person? Holy shit.
They were just filming randos, dude. Remember when he was zooming in on the child in line?
Yes.
And the child was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Just staring like a child. It's fucking crazy. All right, let's get into the actual movie.
Okay, let's.
Because the actual movie is absolutely...
My first note is great.
Obnoxious.
I want to read my first note before we start.
Okay, please.
All it says is, might be okay. That's what I started with.
Well, we do get some awesome openings. This
movie start with girl running in empty cityscape. That's how I had it.
Well,
started.
even before then, because that's where the actual movie starts.
Oh,
well, even
yeah.
Before we even start the movie, we are greeted with an awesome 1970s intro where a narrator walks into screen and introduces the movie.
That's why I thought it
and
could be good.
Damon Packard overdubs the name Reflections of Evil and his name Damon Packard over other people in the actual 1970s introduction, because it's a real thing.
Yes.
It is a real bit of footage that he just stole and then recorded his name and the name of his movie over certain portions of this guy's speech, which I thought was really weird because it's super out of nowhere. And it's not even the right intonation, the right volume.
No.
He's not attempting to sound like the guy at all.
Nothing.
It's just completely out of nowhere.
It's like
in that description I said, weirdly juxtaposed shit,
it's
breakneck
almost,
editing.
That part reminded me almost exactly of the moment, and if anyone remembers Invader Zim, when they sell the chocolate, you can win adhesive medical strips. And it's when even when the teacher says, she's like, you can wear it, and however she talks, I don't even remember anymore, but it's still, and she would just stop, her mouth would stop moving.
Sound like Smoke Mom? So you can get adhesive medical strips.
Yes.
Remember, you can always get adhesive medical strips.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's almost what it sounds like. It is a weird and now with this movie you're gonna watch, Reflections of Evil, you're gonna enjoy this film.
by
Damon Packard. It's just weirdly too loud, too soft sometimes. Attempting to match the weird accent that this actor guy is stating. It's weird. Okay. Yeah. So he introduces the movie, blah, blah, blah. Then
blah, blah, blah.
We get the actual opening, I hope. Maybe. I don't know. Because we watched Space Disco 1, and I assumed that was an actual movie, and it wasn't.
It was just openings.
It had a 7-minute intro of roller skating and disco.
That was awesome.
And then it was just behind the scenes for an entire hour. So I don't know. Maybe this movie was going to be similar, considering this is an earlier one. Maybe this was going to be a rougher cut,
Who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows?
So we started. We get a lady. Some lady. I don't know. Who? I don't know. No speech. There's music.
What is she doing?
She's running. Dude.
Running. Just running. Not sprinting. Running.
In a dress or something. It looks like PJs. It looks like she's wearing a nightgown or something. I had to continue. You didn't finish it. She's running in some weird ass nightgown just through the city, and it's empty. They got some good shots because they actually got empty city streets a couple times. So it must have been super early, or they must have gotten
early
so
on
incredibly
Saturday
lucky,
or Sunday.
just so lucky somehow.
Dude,
I don't know, because it's all in L.A. Everything is filmed in L.A.
I was gonna say I
don't know who the lady is, actor wise. No idea.
That's true.
I don't know who anybody is.
No one seemed known.
I didn't do research as are these actual actors? Have they done anything else? I haven't checked. I know Damon Packard does stuff on YouTube still.
Right.
Apparently. I don't know.
We should check it out sometime.
He has a channel and he keeps posting videos. He posted one within the last couple of weeks, I think.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But
how old is he?
He was born in 1967.
Okay. So
55?
Yes.
Yeah. 55, 56.
Something like that.
I would say mid to late 50s. I'm pretty sure it's 67. 67 or 68. Either way.
All right.
Cool guy.
I just wanted to find out.
So, lady runs, lady runs, lady runs. We don't know who that is. All of a sudden, I think we get like a snap cut to Damon Packard, aka Bobby in the film.
Bobby.
Just kind of appears in the middle of the street.
Weirdly.
And to give you a nice, mental picture of what this man is, if you don't know who Damon Packard is and you have never seen this movie, he is an elephant of a man.
Yes.
Very reminiscent of, in Monty Python's Meaning of Life, the gigantic fat man who walks in and sits down and gets one of everything on the menu and explodes.
And that
he is like
at the beginning of this movie.
He is like that kind of just disgusting, fat, huge person. And it looks like he has like shitloads of like... He stuffed his shirt with pillows and shirts,
other
and he's lumpy.
Just to make,
like it looks like he's wearing 50 t-shirts.
Yeah.
At least 4 pairs of pants. He's got like things wrapped around him.
It's gross.
He's wearing
a giant
what
backpack.
I can only assume is like 20 different pairs of headphones that are all twisted and intertwined.
Yeah, almost
all of the cables are around him.
It's awful.
He's wearing a jacket. He's got a backpack that's like loosely on his arm. He's like kind of bald on the top,
what is
very
he selling?
huge face, and he's trying to sell watches.
For how much?
He's a watch salesman that's disgustingly huge, and he wants to sell watches for $5.
Dude, $5.
But he's all awkward about it. He's super awkward about it.
Watches?
Yeah.
Like to anybody.
I totally admit that you're super glancing over a massive portion of the early bit of the film, my friend, because of your goddamn phobia.
Oh,
because shortly after we meet Bobby, he immediately starts vomiting the most amount of vomit I've ever seen in a movie that wasn't Team America World Police. Because wow,
that one was like, is
almost,
it over yet?
It was almost Team America World Police levels of vomit,
it was awful.
except huge and chunky.
It
looked like you took Progresso chunky chicken soup and just threw pieces at the ground, or just unloaded a fire hose.
Well, buy just raw meat. It was like chunks of like raw cutlets and stuff
beef.
too. It was just amazingly, disgustingly
full
chunky,
penne pasta,
just
cottage
obviously
cheese,
forced out by a hose, but grossing me out because of the sound.
A tub of honey,
stupid phobia.
Rainbow sherbet,
dude.
Dude, it was a lot. It was more.
Didn't stop.
It went on for so long. The vomit scene.
It
went on for so long.
It's in big letters and it says big vomit scene.
Gross. Underline. It went on for a solid. I think it was a solid minute. I would say it was a minute of vomit. A full minute.
Pardon my French. That's gonna sound very English, but that fucked with me a little bit.
Oh, oui, oui, baguette.
Croissant.
Croissant. Le bois.
Le bois.
That was absolutely fucking disgusting. So, large man with incredible.
Gross.
And then I wrote suddenly incredibly large man appears with many headphones then vomits so much. That was my note.
Okay, so you had
But then my friend, we're treated to the most recurring character aside from Bobby and the running woman, because those characters are always through the film. But we're introduced to the third biggest star of the entire film.
Is it Mr. Nazi Man?
Let's say it together.
Oh.
The Nazi
Man.
Because there's a Nazi man in this movie.
He gets so let's paint this scene. They're sitting on a couch. Okay, old man, old lady, normal scene. Sitting on the couch watching TV.
They're watching TV. They're watching the news.
It's normal.
Yeah.
He gets up, looks out the window. Okay, what I noticed the first time, I didn't know if I should mention. So I wait, and we see it again later, and Chris goes, "Holy shit! Is that a swastika? It's a Nazi flag." And
it's not a flag, dude. That is a tapestry. It is wall to wall, dude.
You're right. It's wall to wall with
this guy's
shelves and guns
entire
on it.
wall is one Nazi flag, and then on top of the Nazi flag is drilled through shelving, and
guns on
memorabilia.
Yes.
I was blown away.
I didn't
that there was this much Nazi shit in this movie.
I didn't want to believe I saw that.
That's not staged. No, when I first saw it, I thought it was a Confederate flag. My mind just went, Confederacy. Wow, that's fucked.
Okay, yeah, right.
I didn't take the next gigantic leap to fascism. seeing and registering that was in fact a swastika and not the General Lee blew my fucking mind.
Dude.
That was one of the sickest things. And those two people,
Explain
I have no
idea
who they are. I have no idea.
Explain what you mean by sickest.
It's just fucking... It's just...
Gross.
Yes.
I know, I wanted to clarify.
It's blatantly just so horrific to see in such a nonchalant way.
Yeah, yes.
Which is probably what he was going for. Right. How he knows those two people, I don't want to know.
Why he associates with those two people?
Well, he may not associate. They might be like distant relatives and they're just fucked.
Yeah, but at that point...
Maybe they're just his neighbors. And he was just like, can I film real fast?
Off. So he pretend.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But how would you be?
I guess
if it's that big, you would be okay showing it.
This is the only thing I can hope. They were very old in the movie. I hope they both died. And whoever's children or whatever next of kin fucking burn that shit. That's all I can hope for.
Yeah,
that was 21 years ago.
Look,
I really hope that is no longer on the planet.
I understand certain types of memorabilia, but that
not that
part,
kind.
I was gonna say that,
not that
and in that way, that's flaunting it.
It's idolizing.
Yeah, thank you. That's
weird.
the word.
We're getting way off topic.
I know,
but it shows up a lot in the movie, which is nuts.
And
I don't know if it has any true meaning aside from, hey, look at that thing. Which is fucking crazy.
Right.
Because there are other portions of the movie, like that description that I said, juxtaposition of tone.
I wanted to say
the breakneck editing. He continually goes back and forth between him as a watch salesman, this weird Nazi family, woman running.
Okay.
It's constantly changing, and then in the middle we get that awesome 20 minutes of nothing but hippie drug scene, which is fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, that was.
But to finish off the basic plot of the movie, Bobby, watchman salesman who appears out of nowhere and vomits 14 gallons of Progresso, just starts wandering around the city of Los Angeles, hidden camera style, acting almost like it's a Jackass stunt. You know?
Yeah.
Like where Chris Pontius walks around dressed as the devil, keep God out of Hollywood or whatever it was. And people get really mad at him. Or anything that they do out in public just to make people look.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he was doing, but in the early 2000s. And it feels so fucking awkward.
Yes.
Because you see him walk up to people just like, what are you doing? I don't understand. Those are homeless guys. That guy's got a knife. One dude had a hatchet.
That's right.
There was one guy who just had a hatchet, and he looked like he was ready to run at the cameraman. It was fucking nuts. So he's wandering around, he's trying to sell things, and he's looking for his sister.
Crazy.
At least according to that fucking description. I didn't know. From what I gathered, this was just a movie about Bobby going through a crazy experience whilst simultaneously eating as much food as he possibly could and selling watches to random hobos on the street.
Yeah, because... Yeah.
Intermixed with that, Nazi family just getting up out of nowhere, and then a woman yelling, the woman who we eventually figure out is his sister, and they do meet at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
That's right, they do.
Does it require 137 minutes? No, it doesn't.
What?
No. Good God, no. Please,
you mean
no.
we could have done without a part of that movie?
I could have deleted half that movie, man. Oh, my God.
What?
Oh, my God,
You didn't like
man.
all of that?
That's the basic rundown. Because now let's get into the garbage of it.
Oh, is that
this movie wasn't great. This movie wasn't great at all.
Dude, I hated the crackling noise.
The crackling
so much.
noise. So let's give a little bit more information about the crackling noises.
Do we have a water bottle?
Because no. Oh my God! Yes, it does sound like that.
Yeah.
Every single sound in this movie is overdubbed. Every
one of them.
Every single person's voice that isn't Damon Packard is somebody else doing a comic weird voice.
Yes.
And just saying stuff. Sometimes saying exactly what the person is saying, but in a weird voice.
Yeah,
like going purposely like this or something like that. Just making a weird... Who is that? I don't know.
Yeah,
just making a weird voice.
Obviously, he had to do it to
get out of here
for rights.
Yeah.
Or copyright or whatever. People...
Well,
whatever.
Just to make it so like, hey, your face will be on camera, but it won't be your voice, so no one will know kind of you. Yeah. Plus, no one's going to see this movie.
Right?
But every voice is overdubbed, and I can understand that to a point. Because he's doing everything out
one of those homeless
live, so he has more control over things after the fact. He can add things like ADR and all that shit.
Yeah, hold on.
So that's fine. But the sound effects, dude, the Foley, The amount of Foley artistry in this fucking movie is obnoxious.
Oh my God.
This guy, because he's, like I said earlier, he's wearing like 10 pairs of headphones curled into this horrific amalgam of wiring around his neck.
Yeah.
And in like every other scene, he's wearing more and more protective headphones on his face. Crushing his face.
Yeah, like
and
he's got
this massive, he's got these huge cheeks, and he's like pulling his chin in, so he has like 4 chins.
Yeah.
So he looks like fucking Jabba the Hutt with like 18 pairs of headphones
on. Yeah.
And all we're getting is this like crackly, just
all the time.
It's nonstop. It is nonstop. I have nothing that can make that sound in this room right now. Thank God. But it's just so that doesn't even begin.
No, not even. But imagine if I.
It is literally just crinkling an empty water bottle for 2 hours. For 2 fucking hours,
yeah,
dude.
I have nothing that'll
for
work
2 straight hours.
It's awful.
It was gnarly.
It's awful.
It was gnarly.
I hated it.
Now for the more fun stuff, okay?
Let's get to the more fun stuff. I do have one question.
Yes.
Imagine if one of those homeless people that he got on camera, they changed the voice, but it turns out that somebody at one of the film festivals was an agent that was actually looking for one of those people and just so happened to go, I know that guy.
Wait a minute.
And he was able to hunt him down.
Where did you find him? Shaking David for him.
And he's just crackling the whole time.
Because he's still got all that shit on.
Headphones? Okay. So more fun stuff.
So there are fun things about the movie.
Yes.
I did like in Space Disco where he started going crazy and like spliced all those like all the news footage together and made it really funky and stuff. That had its fun appeal to it. I liked that.
Yes.
He does do some of that in here. Like mishmashing himself into scenes and like adding other people and stuff like that. It looks very nice. I like it. It's fun.
Yeah.
I think where this movie greatly differs, though, is this is probably a more fun watch for people who love people reactions. Like,
that's true.
If you like watching real people react to things,
the real moments.
I feel like this is where a portion of this movie shines, at least a little bit.
It has to.
Because it can make you feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because it is just under the guise of a guy who is just another crazy person in LA. He's pretending to be crazy.
Yes.
This entire movie, he growls at people.
Yeah.
The amount of times that Damon Packard like walks away from somebody and then turns around towards them and then starts screaming, "You don't want to fuck with me! You don't want to fuck with me!"
Yeah, that's right.
And then he would start barking.
Yeah, and it was and
people. But of course, all that's overdubbed, so none of the mouth movements match. So it's always off. Everything is just that slight bit off. So it's even more disturbing on that end.
Yeah,
it's crazy when they say a psychic mental breakdown. I do get that.
Oh yeah,
because even during when it states that there's like some sort of drug cult thing about the sister, in the middle of the movie we get a great like selection of scenes. I guess I don't even know how you'd call this because it wasn't super coherent. There was the blue pill, red pill guy. Remember the blue pill, red pill guy?
Yes.
The fucking Morpheus of this movie?
Yes. With the bags.
So we've had, let's say, I think it's the first 30 straight minutes of nothing but Bobby attempting to sell watches to random people on the streets of LA, including walking into people's businesses. Dude, like sneaking into places and then opening his jacket and going, "Anybody want watches? Do you want to watch?" Really awkwardly. Yeah. Very awkwardly. Like it made me so uncomfortable. I don't like cringe shit. I don't like
I hate
that. Makes me feel so anxious. I just don't because I assume someone's going to take it the wrong way, and it also just it makes me feel very uncomfortable.
Well,
I don't like it.
Cringe is uncomfortable because I just need to
some
get
of it's
out
funny,
of it.
but some of it's like
most of it isn't.
Some of it's like, I almost did that once, kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then you get to see what it's like, and you're like, oh. But both you either feel bad for that person because you almost did that.
I do. Or I'm embarrassed. For them.
100%, and you feel the
secondhand heartache and embarrassment for them. I hate it, dude. It sucks. So he's doing that for 30 straight fucking minutes while also gorging himself on food.
That's right, and I kept putting it on mute and then unmuting it
so much throughout this fucking movie. So much,
dude.
It's half a fucking like a 3-layer strawberry cake.
Yeah.
He just like shoved his face into it.
Yeah.
He got hot dogs. He got all crazy amounts of stuff.
His mom even commented on it.
Yeah, his mom or aunt or something.
Lady who had authority over him.
There was a lady person because he goes to a diner and then there's like a 10-minute scene of them at a diner and there's a sandwich in front of him. And the lady is like, you shouldn't eat that. Don't eat that. We're going to get a doggy bag. We're going to wait. And then the waitress is going to come and they're going to give you a doggy bag. Don't eat that. You got to wait. And then he grabs it.
Yeah, like a monster.
Like Cookie Monster with cookies.
Yes, literally.
That's him with the sandwich.
Yes.
He just ravenously just chomps this chunk out of this sandwich and then slams it down like he's addicted, like it's heroin, like it's his fucking hit for the day. He just needs one more bump, one more giant mouthful of pastrami and cheese, dude.
Sticky mushrooms.
Sticky mushrooms.
Stinky.
And sticky. They can be both.
They can. Gross.
And he keeps grabbing it. He keeps grabbing at it. And this woman that he's with, this older lady, is like, you got to stop eating. You have a problem. Yes. You're an overeater. You have to stop.
Okay, I'm good.
And then after that, he goes back to his apartment and he looks through his fucking fridge. His disgusting, infested, disease fridge.
Oh, God.
His apartment, too, is one of the most dismal things of all time.
It's awful.
Bobby lives in this disgusting apartment that you barely can even see. It is lit by nothing but the snow of an old TV.
I gotta ask you what's worse.
And very few people nowadays know what that even means. Snow on a TV.
Right?
Fucking that crackly... where it's just black and white
where if you've ever seen Poltergeist, after that, this scares you. Yeah, you're afraid of the snow now because of that.
Now we just get black screen or blue screen. That's
Chris,
it.
Whose apartment was worse? I need to know. Bjork Killer or whatever?
Oh, Bjork Killer.
Or, okay.
Oh my God. He lives in a basement.
Oh, that's right.
High on Bug Killer.
That's right.
That's that dude's entire life. What was his name? Ricardo Lopez.
Okay. I know you have some.
Hold on.
I sidetracked you.
I was right. Ricardo Lopez, the Bjork stalker. That dude
Bjork
is an insane person.
Because he didn't kill her.
He attempted to. He got pretty fucking close, and it was terrifying.
That is scary.
But he is a psychopathic, antisocial.
Maybe we'll have to do an episode on that.
Horrible person. And he he recorded his final days.
We should do an
creating the death box for Bjork, which was very cool. Cool of him. I would say if you turned off all of Ricardo Lopez's lights and lit the room by nothing but Bjork's music videos, that would be pretty close.
Yeah, okay.
It'd be pretty close, but Ricardo Lopez wins because... Yeah, he's a real person.
Yeah, that's true.
David Packard is an actor.
Yeah, and this guy was a real person who lived. People really live this way.
People really live this way. He's the closest analog if you're trying to like do something similar to that, but you're making it gross and dingy. But plus side, Bobby's gross and dingy is just some awful food and not murder for the base of racism.
That's good. Lopez, and what about pesticides? Any of those?
No pesticides, thank God. Okay. It's just a lot of what looks like just mashed meat.
Damn.
Covered in juices.
Yes.
What was that fridge what were those fridge contents?
All seemed to gross him out too when he looked at
everything
it.
Everything he looked at was like what looked like rotting meat.
Was that just one of those psychotic moments of his that the food was probably normal, but we were seeing it through his eyes? Maybe.
Okay, hold on. You might be onto something. You might be onto something, my friend. Because I wasn't thinking about that. Because I was going to bring up one very important thing that we brought up multiple times throughout this viewing.
That he barfed
you and me talked.
Beef?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, he did. And we were ready for like the second round considering.
Dude.
So, considering the sheer amount of food that he actually ate throughout the first 30 minutes, and then you just saying that, maybe is that his mind just saying, ew, food is gross. He doesn't eat for the remainder of the film after that. There are no more scenes of him eating anything.
Oh, you're right.
Not a thing.
That's right. Because after that, I didn't worry about vomit anymore.
Yeah.
Because
he just
only
stopped
times
eating.
I did is when he would just start stuffing his face.
But here's the stupid part of that. Because, yes, that is technically like we had a breast cancer moment of the old lady breast cancer moment for people. The room. She says the mom says she has breast cancer.
You don't have breast cancer.
Then no one talks about it ever again. So it's that perfect scene of they bring something up only for it never to really come to closure.
Yeah.
I thought the eating thing was going to do that.
Yes.
Because I kept asking, what was up with the eating thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it technically, I guess, now that you pointed that out, I think it does have an end where he vomits at the beginning of the movie, blah, blah, blah. But he eats like crazy all the way up to, hey, maybe you should stop eating. Then he goes home. And then at his apartment, he can't eat anything because his fridge is full of what he believes is disgusting sludge.
Yeah. Okay.
Viable theory. Because he never eats after that point.
Yeah. I didn't realize. I didn't notice that.
Here's a more important portion of this because this actually has a huge stake in the storyline of this whole movie.
Okay.
Because
steak.
Oh, delicious.
That's what it looked like.
But at the end of the movie, spoilers. We haven't said that about any movie we've watched. We should probably start saying that maybe. Yeah, if you've listened to a single second of this, you probably know spoilers of Cross. But at the end of the movie, we figure out that Bobby may or may not have died due to a sugar overdose in the year of our Lord 1994. Right. So the woman who's been running around.
Did you say the year of our Lord?
Yeah. What's wrong about that? So the lady who's been running around is probably the ghost of his sister trying to get the soul of Bobby, who died of a sugar overdose, to pass over. And that's why the entire movie is an absolute shit show of amalgamation things and him just going crazy. The second act of the movie where, okay, he's been hounding random people to try to sell watches, but now every dog in the universe hates him.
Yeah, like
because the second half hour of this movie, every dog hates him.
This is when he starts barking at dogs.
Yes, he does start barking at dogs. And he also starts accosting the owners.
That's right.
Everyone looks like a little bit pissed.
Yeah, because it's probably they're like, "What the fuck, dude? This is my dog."
Yeah.
If someone started yelling at Maple, I'd be really pissed off.
Oh yeah. Well, hold on. Just to finish the previous point that I have with the sugar stuff. So he eats throughout the entire first half of the movie, or first 30 minutes of the movie, and then at the end of the movie, we figure out he dies of a sugar overdose. Do you think he died in his apartment? Do you think he died in that apartment after seeing that he had no more food to eat?
Yes.
Because that's why the rest of the movie is absolute wackify. I mean, most movies you could probably make that argument of.
But hold on.
Right here where he got knocked out. Yeah, this is dead. Like Ash in the beginning of Pokemon when he gets electrocuted. The rest of Pokemon, that's why he's 10.
He died.
Exactly. This is the DMT hit 10 seconds before he died.
Also because he saw that.
He saw Ho-Oh, dude.
Yes.
He saw the mystical bird.
And
that's not even in the Pokedex.
Wait.
Ho-Oh's not in the Pokedex in the original Pokemon.
And
not.
Shortly after that, he says,
he's not real.
Professor Oak, I saw that one. And Professor Oak's like, don't be silly.
Don't be an idiot.
Like, he literally says, don't be stupid. And it's like, okay. And
then he sees that ancient tablet.
Ho-Oh is not in the Pokedex?
No! He's not in the Pokedex until Gen 2.
So is it real?
No! Not in my America. Not in my mind.
No, you're blowing my mind on this.
Because it's
sorry
Ho-Oh,
about the sidetrack.
Ho-Oh and Lugia are the two. That's Gold and Silver. That's Gen 2.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Those are not in the originals. They're in the show, but they're not in the original games. They're not in the 151. We're getting way off topic. I'm passionate about this shit.
I think you just blew my mind for a little bit. We're going to have to talk for a moment. I need to process.
We're going to have to calm. We're going to chill out.
Dude,
I can't believe my whole life was a lie.
Temper check.
Blew up both knees doing my temper check, dude.
All the cheerleaders died from drowning.
From drowning just 5 minutes after this.
In the bathroom.
If you don't know what we're talking about, watch The State. MTV's The State.
You have to. 1993. 4.
So, okay, let's get to... There were some other weird things in this movie. What about that young Spielberg section? How'd you feel about that? There was... Okay, so...
Weird.
I believe when I checked on IMDb, or not IMDb, Wikipedia, because I was trying to find a little bit more information on Damon Packard and maybe some of his backstory.
Yeah.
Which is how I found out that he used to do like a shitload of short films when he was young. But he really idolizes Steven Spielberg.
That makes sense. A lot of people
likes
who
him a
want
lot.
to be a movie should.
So he made, in this movie, like a short section of like a young Spielberg. With a person who looks like a friend of ours. Almost exactly looks like a friend of ours, which is hilarious.
It's awesome.
But it's just like this like young, lanky guy. He's got a cowboy hat on, big glasses, and then he's just pointing and talking to people. Pointing and talking, moving gestures. Gesture moving. Wow, look over there. Pointing, and then we're going to put the camera, then we're going to zoom in, and then we're going to move across, and then we're going to run, then you're going to jump over. And I guess that's supposed to be Spielberg at work. Young Spielberg, the genius at work. But what makes that entire thing so fucking weird is that there are so many people in that scene that are all, one, clearly far older than this young Spielberg man.
Yes.
And two, way not into it. Not into it. They are not into what's happening.
No,
I don't think they understand what was happening. Where it's they're all super curmudgeons. They're the kind of people who give you stink eye the moment you walk in. If you're like 2 shades darker than you're supposed to be in a certain town, that's how they were looking. It was just like, what you doing here, boy?
Remember Kevin Hart when he does the
when he leans?
Yes, and looks out at the cat because the cat get out the bowl.
Get out the boat.
That moment when he stares is great.
It's one of the few jokes that's actually good.
Yes, and that stare,
the facial expression is perfect.
That's the perfect one.
Yeah,
for what we're talking.
All these people are just staring. They're mean staring, dude. They're mean mugging. They're giving that like, I will stab you glare if you tell me to do one more fucking thing. Yeah. If you pretend that you know more than me one more fucking time, dude, I will punch your jaw off. That is how everyone is looking at this guy.
Are you talking about the people who read the package and then go, yeah, the package says this. Yeah, well, I don't need the package. Okay? That moment, like,
this package? Ooh.
This
dude,
package.
It was some mean shit.
It was.
I don't even know what was. I don't even know what was supposed to be like.
Nothing.
What was supposed to get across to me at that scene of young Spielberg pointing, telling people to do things, the people on set being mad, and then they have a giant camera and they're pretending to film, and then they're shaking leaves. Yeah. David Packard, by the way, is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I noticed that when we were.
Wasn't there a lady just running in the background, attempting to hide? There was some woman.
Hold on, I haven't.
Was that the sister?
Maybe. Oh yeah, hold on.
Okay, maybe the sister shows up and she was just running around behind the scenes of that portion, running from car to car and hiding behind their bumpers. And I don't know what the purpose of that was, because I don't know why she was hiding from young Spielberg. Also, why would young Spielberg be in this? Spielberg's alive. If she's supposed to be a ghost or something,
I don't know.
But why? When is this taking place? What is the point of this whole thing? Because then
that makes that part.
I think shortly after that we get the hippie scene, the red pill, blue pill guy that we were talking about shortly before. What the fuck was all that,
dude?
This movie defies explanation. This movie defies, just like Space Disco 1. I believe I said that too. This movie defies explanation.
Yeah.
It's beyond the capability of human minds to accept most of the things being told to you in a concise, normal manner. You just have to deal with it.
Yes.
This movie you just have to deal with on the weird ups and downs roller coaster that it is. Take it as you will, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was gonna say, like, shunt MacGuffin is what I thought of when you said that a moment ago. The way you said, I don't know what to take this for. It's like, do you think he thinks that maybe it means...
Where'd you get that gun?
Hold on. I got one.
Super ego.
We got one more.
Super
for
ego.
you.
Shunt MacGuffin. Look it up.
Raphael's nude pornography shithouse.
Raphael's nude pornography shithouse. Bring your kids and your mom.
No.
Yeah, just look it up. Shunt MacGuffin.
Raphael's nude.
Super ego. Please look it up. It's Paul F. Tompkins.
That's what you need in your town. Robertson
steak knives. Use it on a fillet flank or a rump roast or maybe your wife. When shit's going down in the parking lot.
Baby Robertson, they won't
let you down. Yeah, Shunt McGuffin, Super Ego. Just look it up on YouTube. Trust me, it's great. Paul F. Tompkins, improv. Let's look it up. We don't even get fun shit. I would rather watch a full-length movie of Shunt McGuffin from Super Ego. I want to watch a behind the music of Shunt McGuffin. McGuffin or McGuffin? Shunt McGuffin.
You can type in McGuffin, but it'll
come
Shunt
up anyway.
McGuffin.
I would rather watch a behind the music Shunt McGuffin for
when John
14
Wilkes
hours.
Booth ran into Dixie, he crossed the Dixie line. Maryland paper towels will sponge up that blood that he shed.
We can't glorify a man that killed one of the presidents of the United States. We are so far off top. You know what? I think that says a load about this movie that I would much rather just stop this podcast and go watch Shunt McGuffin by a Super Ego. You know what? Let's just do that. I think we've got this movie. Let's just wrap this shit up because this movie, I can't talk about anything else because there is nothing else. This movie is just a hodgepodge of craziness. The last 30 minutes.
Screwing your gym teacher's wife.
The last 30 minutes of Reflections of Evil is nothing but Damon Packard, a.k.a. Bobby, walking around
AKA
Universal Studios Hollywood.
Rattler.
That's all he is. That's all he does. He just wanders around Universal Studios Hollywood for the last 30 minutes.
Somehow
he walks through. He's in line at E.T.
That's right.
And he just stares at it. He films a huge portion of a Star Wars ride that's there.
Right. Yes.
And then he's somehow like there way after closing. Because it was empty. It was weird. Then the movie just ends with the sister going, "You died in 1994. Congratulations. This whole movie was a fucking dream."
I remember we got a little pissed off at that because...
Because it reminded us of...
Hackers.
Hackers, yeah.
I just woke up.
Everything was a fucking dream at the end. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck. It was garbage, dude. Fuck.
Okay, I had to get that one more.
It's fun. It's fun to say. No, I don't know. If this is your jam, if your jam is okay, I could see if you like Everything is Terrible movies, if you like that kind of thing, except less cohesive, because Nick, we've watched a couple Everything is Terrible movies.
Those are good.
Doggy Woggy Poochie Woochies.
Yes.
Everything Too Terrible 2 Tokyo Drift.
There's one that's on YouTube that
there's
Anna
Everything
and I
is Terrible
watched.
the movie.
That's what we watched.
That's on YouTube. Those have they're crazy. They have an insane editing. They're obnoxious, but they're awesome. But they're also they make sense because
you watch it closely.
Well, not even that. Not even if you watch it closely.
You're right.
Because they will just go and eventually you'll have like chunks of one motif.
Yes. Like
chunks of everybody saying pizza, chunks of everyone doing dog puns, chunks of like every time for Doggy Woggies Poochie Woochies, every time they grab mail or every time they chase a car, like it's every scene from every movie that has that of a certain it's just that. This has that semi feel of absolute ridiculous editing, but less cohesion.
I was gonna say, like,
even less cohesion.
Not, like he hadn't done it much yet. Like maybe he just had the idea.
It's pushing that shit to the brink because it's so much of one thing. When you're like, when is this gonna end? And then it finally ends, and then you're abruptly brought to another area of ridiculousness that you're eventually going to go, why won't this just end?
Right?
What does this have to do with the rest of the movie?
And it kept happening.
It just kept happening. It was obnoxious.
If you wear sandals and you're not gonna need these unless you're some hippy dippy shit. Sportsman's shoe socks.
It's crew socks. That's what I said. All right, we're definitely running out of gas here.
That one in there.
I think it's time to score the movie because I don't know. I have no idea. Is there anything else you could possibly put on it?
So check this out.
Pushed over my water bottle.
It's the curse of the water bottle, Chris.
It is. I kick it every time. I put it next to me. I always kick it.
Always. But I want to rate this two different ways. I want to rate this watching the movie, and I want to rate talking about the movie. Because watching the movie, I would rate it probably less than The Room. I didn't like it. I don't know. Because, well, maybe not. Hold on. Let me think. I'll tell you why talking about it specifically. Okay. Because talking about it brought new things to light and new theories, which was fun for me. Yes. But watching it was hard to get to those because you're sitting there going, when's shit gonna happen?
Now, that's a good point. Because I feel like that's how you watched The Room the first time.
I would
Because
agree.
It's way more fun talking about it and going, why did that happen? What was up with that? I'll show her. I'll record everything. Maybe Reflections of Evil is one of those. You have to watch it a couple times, and you'll pick up on weird shit.
That's what I'm starting to think, and that's why I'm saying rate it two ways. Because upon watching it the first time, and that's what I'm going to rate it as, I don't think it's going to be great. No. Because I focus too much on the crackling sounds and all the ADR. Yeah,
because the Foley is ridiculous and the way everybody talks it's strange.
But I do think
maybe it has a charm on secondary viewing.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe we should try watching this, or part of it at least again, see if we a couple of times watch like the first X amount so we can get a feel to see if that changes a little bit. Because if it starts changing a little bit up to a certain point, we can go, wow. Maybe we should watch this.
I mean, post-puke scene, obviously. Right. That was obnoxious.
And that's basically where the movie actually starts.
Yeah, about. But yeah, because it does have some weird shit in it. Yeah. And it is it's not a horrible movie. It's just fucking weird.
I guess
it makes no sense. The Room, upon virgin viewing.
I was about to tell you a story about that. Yeah, the double V. The double V card is your first time viewing The Room.
When you finally get your double V card and you watch The Room for the first time, I believe that my facial expression was about the same of that constant what?
So our buddy Trevor,
what's happening?
You remember him, right?
I think so.
I brought him over bald guy. Okay. He when he first watched The Room, I started off by saying, now, dude, listen to me and trust me. You're going to say, what the fuck is going on? Maybe 30 times in the first 10 minutes even.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because by then, 2 sex scenes have happened.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. and I said to him, I'm like, and I go, but dude, trust me, just press on and say that the whole movie because, and he goes, dude, you were right. Once I started after a certain point, I had to finish the movie, and I kind of need to see it again. It's like, that's why I think The Room is different.
This movie doesn't give me the I have to watch this again vibe.
Right. This talking about it makes me think we should.
Yes. It may be worth it. It may be worth a second viewing at some point. Obviously, not recorded podcast episode, but we'll watch this outside. I don't think so. How much more could you talk about this fucking movie?
No, here's the thing. If it does, we'll put out a mini 20-minute episode. We'll call it a pepisode.
No promises.
We'll call it a pepisode.
No promises. But I do agree that maybe this is maybe this is one of those ones. Now, as far as actual rating, current rating, maybe we'll change it. Maybe I'll change it later for me. Okay. But I'm gonna give it a 4. It's under The Room. It's not crazy under The Room. Yeah, it's under The Room though. I feel like The Room has more charm to it, and you could show it to more people. This, while still confusing and a little intriguing, is hard to get through. I feel like if the wrong person watched this, if the wrong person watched Reflections of Evil, they would probably get far more annoyed with it. Versus someone, maybe the wrong person watching The Room, they'd probably just be like, I'm just whatever.
Well, so the room though,
The Room you can find joy.
It does have more, I would say, entertainment value and charm to it just in general. Mm-hmm. For example, it has smiles.
It has movie qualities.
Okay.
It is a movie.
Okay.
Reflections of Evil is a collage of scenes adding up to 137 minutes.
Okay.
Yes. Reflections of Evil is a video collage. The Room is a movie.
And the visual collage does act like a movie in that
it does bookend.
It has a beginning. Yes.
It does bookend. Yes. Kind of. But it is a video collage.
Where The Room is
there are massive chunks that make no sense.
Theory where it's got chapters and parts.
It has 3
builds
acts.
Up. Yes. It has all that stuff.
Yes. It has all that good stuff.
I'm gonna give it a 4 like you.
I think it's a solid 4.
Yeah.
It's not amazing. It's a little worse in the room. It has some charm. It depends on what you like. If you're into that crazy stuff, but look, the sound effects really get to me.
Yes.
The fact that large portions of it don't make any sense, and it doesn't have a super cohesive story unless you look it up after the fact to actually understand what the characters are and how they are together. The Room does have confusion between who people are, but at least there's enough context clues and scenes with people together to get the whole story, or at least 90% of the story.
I was gonna say like Chris R. That's maybe one of the moments
is the weirdest one.
Like the
Chris R. is Steven Spielberg, young Steven Spielberg in this movie.
He is truly the enigma of the movie.
Yes,
that and maybe the football scene. Or
Chris R. is young Steven Spielberg in this movie.
Okay,
young Steven Spielberg is no point. There's a lot of animosity in the scene, just like Chris R. on Denny.
Okay. I agree with you.
There's angry people who stare bullets at young Steven Spielberg, and there's Chris R. who doesn't have 5 fucking minutes. So
my favorite.
That's like the similar thing. And then, depending on how the food scenes go, the food would have been the breast cancer moment, because it just came up and then disappeared out of nowhere. But I think we did come to closure on that one. Yes. So I don't think there is necessarily a breast cancer awareness moment in this movie.
Yeah, not that I can think of right now.
Because I was so certain that was one.
Well, it would have had to be because it didn't have
all the food.
But now, that's what I mean. Talking about it brings that to light, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think that just about sums it up.
Yeah.
I believe. I think that's a successful one. We got a solid 4, you know?
Solid 4.
Solid 4. But that is it. That is it for us. That is it for Better or Worse in the Room. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening.
Listening to BOWTTR.
If you're interested in watching this movie yourself, I think it's on Tubi.
I can look it up real quick.
I believe it is on Tubi. There are still DVDs and Blu-rays available somewhere. I think there's a site called a Cave Evil, I think it is. CAVEEVIL.com.
It is on Tubi.
Okay, it's on Tubi. There you go. That's free.
So if you have,
So if you want to watch Reflections of Evil, it is on Tubi for free. It's 137 minutes, so fucking buckle up. It's long, but at least it's there if you want to watch it.
And you've heard a lot of it, so you kind of know what to expect throughout.
Oh yeah, but watching it's a whole nother beast. So
yes.
Please check that out. Check out some of our other episodes as well. We got plenty of them. This is episode 23, the Michael Jordan of episodes. That's pretty nice.
But it's not the jump scare of episodes.
No, it's not the jump scare of episodes. That's I don't think we've hit really good jump scare movie yet. Not really.
True. No, I know. I was thinking a jump scare episode. Just you and I. Just,
oh! Oh my God!
Just you and I jumping random times.
That'll be a secret Halloween episode or something like that.
Awesome.
No, but that's episode 23. If you like video game stuff, me and Nick do Struggle Through Gaming.
Not to be
That's also on
with butt
YouTube.
stuff.
You can check that out. There's a link in the description. Not to be confused with butt stuff, which we do on the weekends.
Why do you think it's called BOWTTR? Butt stuff, yeah.
But we 2 toots.
Butts of
rar.
2.
And that's
because
that's on YouTube too. Struggle Through Gaming if you want to do that. Next time, in 2 weeks, the next episode 24, the Jack Bauer of episodes, we're going to be watching Albino.
Oh, that sounds fun. I knew someone who was an albino.
I believe Christopher Lee.
Not Christopher Walken?
Not Christopher Walken.
But Christopher Lee.
Christopher Walken. 1978 albino. That'll be a good one. All right, but until
Christopher
then.
Lee, I can't wait.
Yes, thank you.
It can't be bad, right?
Count Dooku.
We love you.
Charlemagne.
I'm telling you, it's time to go.
That was weird Patrick Stewart combined with an old person.